Hey everybody, and welcome back to the next part in my dialing in series for the Line 6 Helix. I've had a request a bunch of times from a few folks. Can't remember exactly who it was, but there was a few requests over the last little while to do something in the vein of Steve Lukather, in the style of Steve Lukather, which is a bit of an interesting request in that, I mean, he's got such a deep body of work, whether with Toto or with his sessions, that to just sort of say there was one tone there that he had is kind of not accurate. So I just made the decision to say, let's go back to, the first Toto album, Hold the Line, right? And we'll see if we can get a rhythm and a lead snapshots going for that. Now, I thought I'm going to do a little bit of research first on this. And what I did is I looked up, just Googled it, and I think it was a Vintage Guitar magazine article came up where they asked him the question, what was your rig on Toto's classic Hold the Line? And I think he said it was a 58 gold top Les Paul, I think, don't quote me on that. But then he said it was going into a Fender Deluxe reverb, which was modded, I think, by Paul Rivera. Again, don't quote me, I'm just going by memory on this. So I was like, oh, Deluxe reverb, I never would have thought to go there. I was thinking more going along the lines of the Bogners that he's using now. I was going to use maybe the Bogner Shiva model that we have, the German Mahadiva, which I started, and it was sounding okay, but it wasn't really kind of where I wanted it to be. And then as I listened to the Hold the Line tone, I realized it's a lot thinner than I would have remembered it. We listen to these songs and we kind of listen to the whole mix, and the guitar solo is amazing and the rhythm playing is great and the whole production is so good that for me anyways, I don't really focus on listening to that guitar tone. I'm listening to the whole thing. But when you focus in on it, it isn't a really big fat tone. It seems quite processed and a little bit actually on the thin side, which is actually to fit into that dense mix with the piano and everything else. So it's interesting. I think I got somewhat in the ballpark and close. I was pretty happy with it. I did a performance video and I did Hold the Line. I found a really cool backing track online that was not bad quality, that had no guitars at all. So I was able to put the rhythm guitars on and then layer the leads over. So all the guitars you're hearing on that performance track are this preset, untouched after the fact, no post-processing. So go give that a listen to. The Hold the Line solo is a cover video I had done in the past, actually, not with a tone I just pulled up really quickly, but this one is using this tone, so I'm kind of repeating myself doing that solo again. But go give it a listen and you can hear what this preset sounds like in the mix, because I'm not actually as crazy about it out of the mix, to be honest with you. I found it a little bit thin and a little bit almost abrasive, but in the mix it really works and really sings and sears, and it seems like, from what I can tell from listening to the song, that it's kind of like that for Steve as well. So let's dive over to HX Edit and take a look at what I did. Well, as I mentioned, I went with the US Deluxe norm, but we'll come back in a second. Starting at the end, like normal, I have my LA Studio Comp, peak reduction of 6, gain of 5, mix of 100%, that's fine. EQ by normal, low cut and high cut, 100 hertz on the low cut, 12 kilohertz on the high cut. Nothing else except for I did come into the mid frequency at 750 hertz with a Q of 1.5 and gave it a 1.4 dB boost, just to give it a little bit of mid-range that I thought was missing without that. The reverb was a plate reverb, decay of 4, pre-delay of 15 milliseconds, a mix of 35%. Now I have a delay on it. I have 2 snapshots, rhythm and lead. It's only on the lead snapshot. The tempo of Hold the Line is around 100 beats per minute, so I set it at that, and at quarter notes, feedback of 18%, and a mix a little higher than I normally would at 33%, because it is a pretty processed sound in the mix. Split crossover, I don't think I did anything. I think I experimented. I had it up at 1 kilohertz, but I think in the end I just left it alone, so we could actually just remove those blocks. I just use it for my template, right? Cab was the 112 US Deluxe, which goes with the Fender Deluxe. I didn't want to change that. I went with the 121 ribbon, distance of 4 inches. Okay, so on the amp, I took the drive, cranked it to 10, bass up to 10, mids up to 10, treble and presence both at 8.5, channel volume was at 8, and master was at 10. So pretty much cranked wide open except for the treble and presence, right? Another thing I read was that Steve was using some of the old original tube screamers as well in that era. So I thought I'm gonna see if I can get a little more drive out of the amp, as you know, a Deluxe is not necessarily a very high gain amp, and this, especially the solo, really has a searing quality to it on Hold the Line, I found. Anyway, so I took the Tube Screamer, Scream 808, and I just gave it a gain of 1 and a tone at 5 on the rhythm channel, but on the lead channel, I bumped that gain up to 2, just to give it a little bit more, okay? And I don't think anything else was snapshot enabled, really, that I saw anywhere else, right? No, so it was just that. And like I said, on the lead, the delay will turn on, right? And the other thing I did is I put a plastic chorus on. You can really hear how he has a modulation effect on there. I'm guessing it was a chorus effect. I put but it's not super deep, it's just there, right? So, and I didn't find the rate was moving that quickly. So I went with a really low rate of 0.6, depth of 3, tone set at 2, and the mix of 50%, all right? So let's take a listen to how that rhythm tone sounds. And again, like I said, it almost has a bit of a thin process sound in a way I wouldn't normally dial it in, but it seemed to work when I played it in the mix, and it sounded similar to what Steve had on the record, I think, in my opinion. Disclaimer, I'm not claiming to have copied the tone. So here's what this rhythm sounds like. That's it, basically, right? When you hear that in the mix, what I did is I double-tracked that on the performance video that I have up. I double-tracked it and panned them hard and left and right, and then I did the lead kind of pan slightly to either the right or left. I can't remember where I had the mix. And then there's a little harmony part that comes in, which is the same lead tone, panned slightly out and mixed a little bit lower. So you're actually at one point hearing 4 guitars, okay? And how does the lead sound? It sounds like this with the delay. So again, pretty thin sounding out of the mix. But in that mix, it really worked nice, cut through really well in the dense mix, and I think it has that Lukather, early Toto Lukather vibe to it. So, and really went out to left field on this. I was not expecting to go with the Deluxe reverb model, but it just worked, and it seems is what he used. So, all right. So again, disclaimer: I didn't think I copied the tone, but I think it would work for anybody who wants to do Hold the Line solo and rhythm. Let me know what you think. All right, so I'll have this up on Custom Tone. Go check out the performance video. Thanks so much for watching this one. I'll have all the links up in the description below for the performance video and for the Custom Tone link to this preset, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and appreciate the support. Please share the video and like it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll be back more soon with some more content, and thanks again for tuning in. We'll talk soon. Ciao for now.